Gray was on the platform, Slate came running out of the garage, and Tux is meandering down from Stripe and Morris's doghouse. He was sleeping on the heating pad in here, but I guess he decided he likes the doghouse accommodations better, which is not good because then Stripe and Morris don't get it. Although like I said, I don't know that he was in there all night. He might have just come out this morning and they weren't in there. And yes, buddy, go get your breakfast. But at least they weren't, you know, at least I didn't hear a fight. And at the very least, I see Marty waiting on me up here. Let me make sure Tux is going to go in the right direction. You go get your breakfast, okay? That's the wrong direction. Hi. Hello. We're up again early. It's only a little after 8, so if Morris and Stripe aren't here, I won't be too surprised. I don't know where they're holed up though. Oh, there's Morris. I see you trying to sneak back up the hill. I saw everyone but Stripe. Come on, bud. You scratching again? I saw everyone up the hill but Stripe. Come on, Tux. You scratching again? Trying to sneak up there. He climbed it a little bit. My maple doesn't look very happy, but I don't see any frost out here. It's cold though. Time will tell.
Burr.
Well, RaleighSkyline.com got that picture of that SpaceX launch.
Picture.
We were asleep. We meant to sort of set an alarm because they warned us on the news we might be able to see it.
Yeah.
And then we forgot.
Yeah, well, the other problem that we have, he's downtown at a tall building. And truthfully, there's no place around here we could get that good of a view of the sky.
Maybe South Park over the ball field, depending on what direction it was coming from.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, let's just put it this way. It ain't like we can walk out in our front yard and see it.
Right, with all the trees here, it would be problematic for sure. Unless it's right overhead, we don't have such a good look.
I did order your flower. Your hanging basket's looking a little rough out there at the mailbox.
It is.
Yeah, I took some water up there last night when I got the...
Right, well, it might be more the cold than the...
That's what I was thinking, the cold, because it was looking pretty peaky last night before...
Oh, I sure hope we didn't lose it. We could have brought that in if we'd have thought about it.
Yeah, it's probably very expensive. And, so, yeah, we could have brought that in. I didn't think about the cold. I'm sorry. Sweetie, you want to go to Florida?
I'd love to see JB.
Well, we have to drive because if we flew and wanted a rental cars, you could get a Jetta rental car for $494 a day in Florida.
Wow.
Oh,
a Jetta.
A Camry is only $492.
Well, I'd rather have the Camry.
Yeah. Well,
I think if I had to choose, I'd take the Camry.
Apparently, the pandemic, the rental car agencies had a real hard time and they sold off their cars, and so now warm hotspots, vacation hotspots, Florida is having an extreme shortage of rental cars, and the prices have gone up through the roof.
Yeah, don't just show up at like the good old days, go over to the rental car Enterprise or Hertz or whatever it is and expect to just get one, that they'd have it, because you better make a reservation and you better make sure you're prepared to pay what they're asking.
Yep. So check before you go, because the plane ticket's going to be cheaper than the rental car.
seriously at $500 a day.
$500 a day.
I suspect that turns out to be a booming business for if you're willing to put your car up on Turo.
Yeah. So if you live in Florida, you may want to put your Tesla up on Turo, because you could probably get you could probably get that kind of money. Because somebody probably willing to pay you $300 a day for your Toro instead of a $494 from a Jetta.
Yep. I've got 50 minutes before I got to get up and get ready to go out the door to meet Michelle, and I'm going to work on my monster mansion. I've had parts for days, and I haven't had the time. I'm on step 95. I'm on part 3, the roof section now, and I'm looking forward to spending some time on it. I really didn't mean for it to go so many days. It just... I guess the new robot and preparation for robotics. I've got 2 more weeks of Thursday afternoon robots, and then we're done for the year, which is both, I love working with the kids. Maybe I'm ready for a break, but then on the other hand, I'll miss it. It's like that with most things in life, right? I promised them gyro sensor, and I also want to build my own Python program and show it to them. I'm trying to get some of these kids that are able, and maybe some of the older kids, to move up to the big boy programming from Scratch. Scratch is great. Scratch gets elementary school kids in there and coding early, but that's not the way it works at IBM. At least it wasn't when I was there. Maybe they have these little colorful programming interfaces now. I don't think so. They colorize Rex for you, right, Donnie?
Right.
They can colorize the programs to help with the coding, just making different lines, but and that is really helpful, but that's generally as far as it goes at work. So anyway, I have homework for robots for next week, but for today I'm just going to have some fun mindlessly putting some decorative pieces on the roof of my monster mansion. It's time to stop for now. You can see I got some of the decoration on. Don is going to figure out during the day today, when he has a break, how to snap the trap door into the trap door holder. It's intentionally a little wide so it stays in place, and he'll get it. Well, I don't see any of my kitties out here, but as long as I don't hear anybody talking to each other, I guess we're good. I am headed to meet Michelle. I am 5 minutes later leaving than I wanted to, which is pretty normal. And Dawn must have unplugged Ruby for me this morning, because she was plugged in. Somehow I left my pocketbook out here last night, and I sent him for it. Well, there's Gray down at the bottom of the hill, and I saw a couple of the cats, Tux and one of the Gray girls, yesterday over here. So I don't know what's got their attention, but something's got their attention. I went past her really carefully. She's crouched down and perfectly safe over there. I'm late. Otherwise, I'd get out and see what's going on. Well, the hanging basket doesn't look, I wouldn't call it ruined. So maybe it was more dry than cold. We'll just have to pamper it a little bit. I don't think we've lost it. I'm a little surprised, but they are totally demolishing that house. I know it was vacant. The front door was off its hinges, and there was never any cars there and no activity or whatever, but I guess I'm just surprised. It didn't seem like it was in such bad shape that it needed to be demolished, but hopefully somebody bought the lot and they're going to put a house that is in line with the other houses on Main Street that will look better than that house and have a nice life there. I don't know. I don't know if it's zoned for business. There are a few small businesses over there, so... But considering there are homes on either side, I'm sure those people would prefer it not be a business. Just guessing. I'll be back in a little while, Ruby. No need for climate today. I see Michelle's and Sean's car. Hey, girl.
Hello. Welcome back to the world of the living.
Yeah, I feel fine today. I do.
Well, at least you got the hard part over.
That's right, and I had such a great immune response, we can only hope that I'm fully protected.
Oh, hell yes you are.
I'm resisting, but he's super cute. He needs a home. Wow, that is one interesting vehicle. Trying to figure out if it's weather equipment or what, but that's pretty cool. when you can't wear shoes, just wear socks that look like shoes. He's so detailed. I mean, like, wow, like a Harry Potter owl. This is a whole bag of Connects. I think it must be one of those roller coasters, $15, and the person that donated it sorted all the parts by type and put them into bags. I mean, really? That's awesome. I found a bag with Lego parts. It's not all 100% Lego, and/or there's some Duplo, but I think there's plenty of Lego to make it worth it. Michelle, always excited about storage. Wow, the nice frame, the glass, the matte, and the print. It's $8.99. I mean, that's cool. Michelle's finding all the good stuff today. Paranormal investigator parking only, and a fairy garden door for me. I'm having a good laugh about this because it's 100 continuous sheets to print a banner. Remember, like, or back in the day when all the printer paper was attached and you like had to tear it apart and it had those little holes on the side? We used to print banners all the time. There was a lot of new school supplies out today, and Michelle and I both got some stuff. A great selection of bags again. All right, do the demo again.
Here's Little Red Riding Hood. And you flip her over. Here's Grandma.
Uh-huh.
And then, woof.
Ah, the big bad wolf. I've never seen one of those before. No, it's pretty fancy. I did find
Look at her face.
I did find a Pete the cat.
There's another one too.
Yeah,
There's
bigger one. No, we won't be going that big. Oh, but this guy's kind of cute.
Yes, I like the pearl.
When you want to give your kid a stuffed animal and a floor cleaner at the same time. Some days, chaos coordinator. Somebody made it.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I'm impressed. Made it just for you.
Yep, just for me and my mermaid collection.
Well, they won't be on Holland American line, but I think Johnny could wear that. You needed that yesterday for Earth Day.
Aww.
He's cute.
She's always next
Not
year.
my pattern, but they have this Corel fruit set, and they have extra pieces, and there's a lot of it. Well, tell Sean it's time to upgrade to a Tesla. You tell him I said so, okay? All right. Bye, girl.
Bye, we'll see you.
There are artists all over downtown right now painting. You know, we have these murals hanging around town. There's a contest. Looks like they're painting for the contest today. Pulling back into the neighborhood. It's 2:03 p.m. I just spun a few Pokestops on the way home. See how my plant's looking. Probably send Don. It's parked up pretty darn good, I think. So Don did get my Lego piece together, but we're questioning it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to trim the one little knob just a bit. And I'm wondering if I have like an old hatch and a new door or something a little bit is a little off on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look it up now.
Yeah.
It's actually not going to be loosey-goosey in there.
Not.
And that's probably really what I want. I don't want it being loose where it doesn't. They actually gave me there's a little slide-in thing that keeps it from falling. There's a little knob you push in, a little rod. And when you want to let it fall, you have to pull the rod out of the way. Well, not with that one.
Not with this one.
Well, we'll see. I have a couple more of them, like I said, too. Old ones, new. Could be old versus new, or... I mean, it's going to work the way Don's got it.
Right, well...
But I'm puzzled about it. I'm going to have to study it a little more now.
Yeah, well, I guess the thing is, to get it to come apart, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. Hey, Donnie.
Hey,
thank you. So I'm starting to go through this bag of Lego stuff that I got at Guardian Angel. I've pulled this out so far. It's definitely way worth what I paid for it. These pieces are dusty. So all I'm going to do is use just water and a very soft toothbrush on the sink, and I'm going to dust them and let them dry. I'm not going to take them apart at this time because really the dust isn't inside the piece. They just were on a shelf somewhere. They get dusty at our house too, and usually, like even water is probably enough, but a super soft toothbrush, I'll show you. They'll be good as new. Yeah, they dry most of the way pretty quick. I use the towels obviously to help. Pretty much within 24 hours, usually they're good enough to pack back up. And this, you just don't need to over clean them. Water's good. So there's this little mesh bag here that has some parts in it. You know, this could probably just go in the top rack of the dishwasher and be washed, but I doubt they're dirty. I'm going to take a look first and make a decision. Yeah, these parts have very little play wear and they're not dirty because, you know, they've been in the bag. They weren't on display on a shelf. So I see 1 or 2 mega blocks and non-Lego parts I'm going to pull out, and the rest are just going to be good to go the way they are. There was this truck in there and it's a little dirty, and I presume I'm going to donate it back to Guardian Angel, but I think I'll wash it before I donate it. Genuine Lego Duplo. Duplo is up in the attic. I have a lot of Duplo. I'll just add that to what's upstairs. This is what was in the little red bag. I've poured it into the bowl. They're all clean. There's very little play wear. They're all separated. I'm probably not going to organize them today, but like I said, I'm really pleased with this bag of Legos from Guardian Angel. There were several bags within a bag. What do you know? One of the bags had some SpongeBob minifigures. Okay, this is the last bag. I could not see this from the outside when I purchased it. There are 10 minifigures. I mean, some of them are apart, whatever in here. This was a really good bag, a really good amount of Legos for the money today. Really good. I paid $10 for that bag, and there's easily new would have been over $100 in parts. I mean, this was a good find, and they're clean and they don't have a lot of play wear, and I'm super stoked. The big board is not genuine Lego, but I'm gonna keep it. It's in good condition. It looks very compatible, not cheap. There's a robin, kind of a bird. I'm thinking this might be part of him, not sure. There's a blue jay and some other sort of a critter, and there were these 2 bricks with writing on them. Cyanocida cristata and Erythicus rubicula. I don't know. I'll probably look that up. That'll probably tell me what sets these are. I'm liable to fix the 2 birds versus tear them down. And here's the bucket with parts to be filed. All nice and clean and ready to go. Midnight, aka Big Boy. Mittens, our indoor tuxedo cat. At nighttime's usually on the bed, but this afternoon she's keeping an even closer eye on Donnie.
Yep, she's often down there.
I guess you can't avoid it any longer.
Yeah, plumbing job.
I think he's avoided it as long as he can.
2 weeks at least.
Yeah,
you know.
empty in the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's all right.
Is there anything you need me to do while you're under there?
Pray that it's just a normal run-of-the-mill plumbing job.
Yeah, we have polybutylene pipe.
Yeah, just the gray stuff that you know, class action lawsuits.
All that good kind of stuff. Yeah, right. We didn't apply.
Yeah.
When it drips under our house, it just goes on the crawl space floor.
I actually have very few problems. This is like the second thing I've had to fix in. Our plumber did it correctly. He used copper pipe to go up into the wall. So the polybutyl pipe runs around the bottom of the house under the floor joist, and then whenever it goes up to a fixture, it changes to copper pipe. So that's a good thing. That means we don't have polybutyl fittings and such things inside of our walls.
Okay, yeah, that is a very good. It just drips, as I say, it just drips on the crawl space floor, the sand, the dirt down there, and as long as it's not dripping for too long, it doesn't really cause us no problem.
This is not a professional, this is a homeowner's repair job here, but this is an accessible place. In other words, this is a T-joint down in the bottom where I can get to it. I wouldn't do that if I was going to tear into a wall.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I'm going to go put on a corned beef brisket for dinner.
Okay.
And probably
well, it's cold enough for one.
Probably piddle with my Lego project a little bit, and you know, tap on the floor if you need me to come out. And It's pretty hard to film on the lower end of the house. You know, if Don was working on the plumbing over here, I'm liable to time lapse him, be over his shoulder, all that good stuff. But this is on that short end over there. And yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Are you taking a stool with you so you can maybe...
I guess I could do
Yeah, I think you're going to need to sit on a stool.
Yeah, sit on something. Yeah. I'm going to use my handy dandy Harbor Freight.
Oh, okay. It collapses and then it, yeah. Okay. Well, I want the project to go well, but if we happen to have to need Friday night date night at Home Depot, I won't be distressed.
Well, I'm showing you, I'm taking a pair of vice grips because if I have to use these, it didn't go well.
Okay. Well, I am hoping for it to go well.
Yeah, in case I didn't make that, if I have to use these, that meant I had to pinch the pipe to seal it off.
Until you
I can go get whatever I need.
I'm not worried.
Yeah, that's right.
I know you don't like plumbing jobs, but I'm not worried. I'd rather be, you know, wiring light fixtures.
Exactly.
And my guys are going to go under the house, and that's just the way it's going to be. But Gray, do yourself a favor, sweetie. Don't go under the house. This was the little troublemaker the other day when Dawn emptied the bucket that caused me all the grief. She didn't come out for hours. She was just too scared to come out. I figured out this is Bird's Lego 21301, I think. I'll put a picture up. Anyway, it's a retired set, and it even upped the find of what we found to be even more than, yeah, I'm going to end up putting the birds back together, but not now. Here's Don working on the project. We don't have to, really don't have that much stuff stored on this end, but
right.
Couple of storage bins, a fountain, and those 2 little Christmas trees that we haven't put out for a couple years. Maybe we'll put them back out this year.
Right.
I see the whole house water filter, so the leak's not too far from the filter, but it's not part of the filter. Don had to replace the filter one year.
Uh-huh, I did.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to shut you in and head back inside. This is really hard bent over here. Yeah, you guys don't get to see the crawl space on this end very often. We don't do too much filming on this side of the house. But it's pretty, you know, low. It's hard to crawl through that door versus on the other side where we get to just walk in. I don't even have to duck my head on the other side of the house.
So there's the leak. There's my bucket. Every other day or so I have to empty the bucket. So this is the fitting, flare it. And I had read the Amazon reviews and the folks said, yeah, they work great. I couldn't believe it for the price, but you know, I would say pick you up some of these if you got the old polybutyl. They work with Plex pipe also.
Well, I can't believe it, but I would highly recommend if you have polybutyl pipe, pick up a couple of these tees. I'll get the link. I got them from Amazon. They were $6 and like 80 cents a piece. It took me 10 minutes at the most to cut the old fitting out and put that new fitting in, and it doesn't seem to be dripping, so I'm pleased.
So why were we worried about this if it was going to take 5 minutes?
Because it's plumbing. I don't know. I just cut the old fitting out, and the new fitting was a little bigger because I lost what's that, at least an inch and a quarter of pipe, but the new fitting is a little bit bigger, so there was plenty of slack in the pipe. So
seriously, maybe it was 10 minutes, yeah, but it was not more than 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I mean, I watched it, and
we're good.
As far as I know, we're good.
So I learned that some of the trap doors have short pins and some have long pins. And all 3 of these doors are short, But it just so happens that the one that I tried to put in this frame this morning had the long pins, and Don got it in there. He basically shortened one of the pins to do it. But I think I'll install this one in my house. This one, the door free falls like it's supposed to, and yeah, I'm sure I have a couple more of these holders. I just can't lay my hands on it right this second. It really does need the long pin one because it has 2 studs between the pins, and the short pin one does not. And that's kind of important for where the ladder goes, but I can make it work. So there's a knob. This will probably be blurry. Hopefully I can keep it in focus. There's a knob over here, and when you pull it, it allows that to drop, or it's supposed to get out of the way enough to allow that to drop. So let's see why it's not dropping. It's not dropping because my minifigure's in the way. So it drops, and then I'm just getting the rest of her body out of there. And then the ladder comes down and it folds out. And it's really pretty ingenious, I think, how they made the ladder out of, like I said, out of the fence posts. And so there's the ladder, and the person can climb up it. I have to look at, maybe the ladder goes like that. I have to look and see exactly how they intended for it to lay, but you get the idea. They did not call for another gray piece over here, but I surely think if it doesn't keep it from moving, I would add one. This guy's talking about the Mach-E, and he's just talking too fast. We was finished watching Sandy talk about the Mach-E a minute ago. I like the frunk. I don't like the wheels. I don't like the tail lights. I really like the frunk. Oh, but wait a minute, they put those dividers in. I didn't like the divider. I am got to stop and serve my family dinner, or they're going to be mad at me. But here is how far I got on the Haunted Mansion today. Flat pieces along the outside coming up next.